What's going on? Yeah, what's up?
Hey, let's see this prompt. Latinas and indigenous women that are black kids tend to go after or turn against, their own community. Wait, do we actually believe that? Is that like a real thing? I've never.
Absolutely. It is a thing. It is a thing. It is a thing. Yeah, it is a thing.
How do they go after their own community? If I married a Dine woman, how would she go after her community?
Well, they are easily, I guess you can say, indoctrinated, influenced with an ideology that is tied to political movements or social movements, right? And you see that a lot of these females, or even males too, right? They tend to go after the community just because the African American community has this thing, and not all of them, right? A group of the African American community has this thing where they have dedicated Jesus Christ. It's like they've dedicated part of their movement, right? Part of the whole thing is to go out there and guilt shame not only white people but Latinos too. The mestizos, the white-skinned Latinos, and for some reason they found this thing. It's like this script that they have, right? Where they go around and say, you guys are colorist, you guys are racist, and, blah, 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 bullshit. And then the next thing you know, you have like hundreds, if not like a shitload of Latinos making content and going after their own community, repeating the same script. So this doesn't come from our community. It's a thing that was started. Okay. It's been popularized, and it's been dividing our community. And unfortunately, the people who have been targeted to be sent out there like these robots to attack their community, these are the lowest people when it comes to. They have the lowest critical thinking skills. They have very low education. The ones that have been targeted in our community and been turned against us.
So when I think I get it. I just want to make sure I really. So when you say indigenous, you're not talking like Diné or Cherokee. You're talking about, and you're not talking about like even like Mexica or anyone that speaks Nahuatl. You're talking about like, Latinos basically because like they have indigenous heritage. You don't actually mean like people who identify by the tribe.
There's a group of them that identify as indigenous, right? And that's a whole different movement out there.
Okay, so you're mainly just talking about like. Right? Generic Mexican / Hispanics.
For the most part. I mean, every now and then you'll hear these. And it's hard nowadays to tell who's who because there's a lot of people pretending to be something that they're not, right? Calling themselves Native Americans when in reality they're like Mexicans or whatever.
I get that. I guess it's just like when you say this is definitely not any of the like Mexica community that lives in my city. I don't think they feel this way. To me, I think what you have an issue with is what I would say is the more white tea adjacent Latinos and Hispanics. And historically, there tends to be a thing where it's like proximity to whiteness has led people to call into question like where you actually stand. Are you for colonialism? Are you for like cultural erasure? Are you for all these things? Or are you actually for preserving them and protecting them from white supremacy, right? So I don't think it's an issue with like these women. It may just be the fact of like people who generally happen to marry those who are of another oppressed group, specifically African American at this point, or black, however you want to define it, are already more open to seeing how we're all in the fight together against this white supremacist system. So it doesn't turn them that way. They already felt that we're all one and we should be doing more to help each other and that we're all one global community.
I disagree with that. With that.
Unless they're taking them to a cult and mind-effing them.
It might as well be a quote. It might as well be a cult because they're repeating the exact same talking points. Exactly how an African American would tell us. They would repeat literally the same thing, and they tend to go hand in hand with social movements such as LGBTQ+, the feminist movement. I guess the extreme.
Well, because all those groups are anti-oppression. So like, there's generally there's this concept of alliedness, right? There's the concept of alliedness where it's like if you see another marginalized group of people, like you're not going to like also jump on them. You're going to be like, yo, how can we actually work together?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. There's no working together implies that both sides are going to benefit from something, right? From this working together, but Latinos are not benefiting, or they're not getting anything out of this. They're only being used to attack their own people and use another.
Hold on. You can't say that you did not get anything from it, seeing as the civil rights movement and the Chicano movement was.
No. We're not taking this. We're not taking this 1960s. We're talking about current times right now. There's no need to go to that is a whole different conversation. We're talking about current times right now.
Is this a what have you done for me lately argument?
No. That's the way you're phrasing it. I'm just saying.
You just said we're not taking this back to the 1960s. What's currently going on?
Because we're not talking about the 1960s. This is currently right here. I mean, the prompt is right there. This is what's currently going on. What the prompt says.
Yeah. So therefore, you're saying forget what happened in the past. What have you done for me lately?
No, I never said that. No, you're putting words in my mouth. I said that we're not talking about issues that have this conversation. This whole live has nothing to do with things that happened in the 1950s or 60s.
That's not the way. That's not the way societies work.
This conversation. No. This is the way this conversation is going. I'm not talking about how society. This is the way this conversation is going.
So, with that being said, would you concede that Black Americans showed out in troves in this election cycle because they knew what would occur in the Brown and Latino community? Can we agree with that?
So they went out in droves for what exactly?
To stop the mass immigration that was being pushed by Donald Trump.
No. I mean, you can
against mass immigration.
You can twist a narrative. You can twist a narrative.
I'm not twisting a narrative.
But in reality, here. No. Here's the thing.
We're not even sure if he's against mass immigration.
No. Here's the thing.
I'm not
the thing is that the Latino community has been used for other people's political and social gains. This idea of going against this one man that is going to start deporting people, this is the exact same thing that, I mean, deportations have happened even worse during Democratic administration. This isn't anything new. They're politicizing it, and they're using propaganda, and they're fear-mongering Latinos about it. Now, the way it's happening, yeah, it is fucked up the way it's happening, but the whole deportation thing, it's been going on regardless of the administration. As a matter of fact, Obama has the most deportation, more than any other president, pretty much.
So why aren't you angry at the white majority and are getting mad at Black people?
I'm not angry. First of all, I'm not angry right now. This is a conversation. The reason why I'm naming mostly African Americans is because they are the ones who are the most vocal right now. I don't see the white community doing what they're doing right now in our community, which is divide and conquer.
Yo, Harris, know what's funny, Harris? With this, I was on another live, and we stay getting blamed specifically because we don't sit down and shut up. So, because we're the most vocal, because we're like, you're not going to treat us like crap. Everybody shits on us.
Listen, I support the Black and the Brown community all the way around. That is and I will always support Black, Indigenous, and
it's just wild to me that not being okay with being treated like a second-class citizen leads people to dislike you.
Well, it just so happens that the very community that we're talking about right now.
Now you're putting words.
Well, no, it's still weird. It's like, why won't those people ever just like the white tees treat them like crap?
You're taking this like the wrong way.
Can I say something really quick?
Right now, hold on. And it so happens also that we're the very group that's doing this dividing is also treating Latinos as if they were second class citizens. Like a lot of them, they go out their way to try to make sure that the Latinos that they're talking to feel less than human by saying, "Oh, you guys aren't even a race. If it wasn't for us, you guys wouldn't even be here. Civil rights, this and like throwing all these things around."
It's not a racial classification.
Our street vendors are being attacked, right? Primarily, right, by Black people. So
Latino is not a racial classification.
So how are Black people attacking the Latino community? Give me 3 examples. Because
I'll give you one.
Houston, Texas. Hold on, wait.
I just gave you one of them.
Hold on, wait. So I'm from Houston, Texas, right? A lot of Mexicans. Grew up with them, went to school with them, dated them, and I've never seen that. I've never seen this
that is your experience.
I've never seen
it happens,
Latino women.
It happens, bro. I'm from Dallas, bro. It happens, bro.
It happens,
bro. Come on now. It happens, bro.
in every race.
You know it, and I know it.
It happens. It happens in every race.
Can you let him finish, please?
She's stating the fact. I know, but she's stating the fact.
Can you let him finish? I don't even know what he was saying.
Go ahead.
I don't really care about where you're from and all that, but I'm saying
I don't care. Yeah, you're the one about Houston, so we from Dallas. So yeah, whatever you care, I care too. Yeah, well, what's up, homie?
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just telling you it happens.
Wait, you don't even know what he's talking about?
You got three businesses. We got 3 businesses here in Dallas, Latino-owned businesses. They got mugged by black kids with guns, AK-47s walk in there. That's
hold on, guys. Hold on.
That's not a lie. Look it up in the news.
Wait, so street kids mugging people
wait a minute. Hold on.
means
Wait
black...
a minute, guys. So look, I know, look, this isn't the first time somebody from the African-American community comes in and they paint a beautiful picture of how, well, here in Texas or whatever other state, everything is peaches and cream. But the reality of the things is that's not true. In California, you can say the same thing. Yeah, there's a lot of people that get along, they have no issues. Black and brown people, no issues, right? But the fact of the matter is that what we're talking about, when you say that in Texas there's this black and brown unity thing, that's not true. I mean, I hear many times from people, from white, Asians, and Hispanic people say that there's beef between them in certain areas, right? Look, I agree with Art. It exists everywhere, right? So let's not be disingenuous. Let's not paint this peaches and cream scenario, man. Let's keep it real.
No. I mean, y'all interrupt me and start screaming. No, for a fact, there's no black and brown unity. My grandfather is a veteran. He was a Black Panther. And he told me when he was in the military, when it was segregated, the blacks was over here and the Latinos was over there with the white people. So I already know that there is no black and brown unity. And I'm tired of black people begging the Latino community to like them. If y'all don't like us and y'all think we didn't, that's
no,
fine.
it has nothing.
Yo, bro,
No, it has nothing to do. Hold on, wait a minute. No, hold on, wait a minute.
There's no such thing as black and brown unity.
So it has nothing to do with us not
Where has he
it
seen
has
people begging?
absolutely nothing to do with us not liking.
Okay, so how many black panels do you see, or how many videos have you seen online, right, of black people trashing the Latino community?
A lot, man. A lot. As a matter of fact, it's a smear campaign.